Leader in Me really has three big components to it. One of them is creating a school culture where students and teachers can be successful. The other one is developing leadership, social and emotional skills in students so that they become not only good students at their school, but really effective learners and learn what we call the soft skills in business and industry, which is something that will serve them well while they're in school, but also prepare them for life in the future. And then the last and most obvious area is to help improve students in the area of academics. And it's actually proved itself to be quite successful. The research that's been done on it, and fortunately this program is one that's been around long enough that they've collected data. They really do have some evidence, that it has some increases in student achievement, which are wonderful, particularly in the area of science. But more importantly, that discipline referrals go down, the observation of positive behaviors in students increases, so that's really good data. And then there is a collaborative for academic, social, and emotional learning called CASTLE. That's sort of the gold standard for programming with this kind of learning, and they have endorsed this program too. So I feel like in trying to do something like this, we've selected a program that has not only a good reputation, but has some data to back it. That's important when you're making the kind of investment, time, and effort, and you want to have a positive impact on kids. First of all, it isn't implemented district-wide. It's in 5 of our schools: Shaw Heights Elementary, R.E. Davis College Preparatory Academy. We're excited about that. It's an upcoming magnet school. Rafting Creek Elementary School, Pocalla Elementary School, and Cherryvale Elementary. And those were schools that learned about it. They had a chance to visit schools that were using it and came back and really volunteered to be in the program. And I think a good way to get started in a program like this, if you think you might want to use it district-wide, is to let the people who are interested in it be the pioneers to implement it, and then to look at the results and see how well it works and decide whether or not you want to expand it. So far, the feedback we've been getting is very positive. But we'll wait until the end of the school year and see what some of the results actually look like.
Leader in Me looks at every child as an individual student. And so in thinking about this year and the first day of school and preparing for that time, we've been able to implement a program that looks for true leadership in each and every child. And so with the launching of Leader in Me, we are now at a point where our students understand the same language, our parents understand the same language, our teachers and staff understand the same language, and so we're all on the same page with the same expectation for doing well and excelling in school. And that then eases some of the angst about coming to a new school, a new situation. And many of the students are questioning, how will I fit in? How will I do my best? And so by developing the common languages and the common processes, then we are really helping all students to excel.
On a school-by-school basis, I'll tell you some things that you probably would hear kids talking about. The first one is that it's partly based on the 7 habits of highly effective people. So there's a kid version of that, but you'll hear kids talk about their learning in terms of sharpening the saw, or in terms of putting first things first. So it gives them a work ethic as well as a common language to talk about things that they should be doing in school. And that's part of what happens. You're teaching that language and actually using it throughout the school. So you might hear something in the cafeteria, if there's an altercation of some kind. Well, how can we think win-win about that? And then also a real emphasis in the classroom on students owning their learning, trying to help kids take more responsibility for their learning. And until kids embrace that, really, We as adults can do a lot of teaching, but the kids are the ones that have to do the learning. So that's important. And they use data notebooks so kids can see the progress that they're making and recognize that, identify areas where they may need to do some work if that's necessary. But that's another really important important component you see right in the classroom.
Well, what we're trying to do is make sure that students are part of the whole family culture and climate within the classroom, and how each student impacts the overall team effort of the classroom. I was in a classroom doing an observation for a teacher, an evaluation, and we also use a color chart where students' names are in clips, and everybody starts at good day, and you can either move up on that color chart or you can move down. In previous, everything was about, okay, you're here, you can only go down. This is a concept of you can get your behavior in check and move up. Well, one of the students moved up to the highest level, and the other students in the classroom congratulated him. And I was like, wow, they're really showing that everybody, a win-win situation, because we talked about in win-win, everybody's a winner. You talk about celebrating other people's accomplishments as well. And I just saw that just naturally come out in the students. So I felt like that was just really proof that it's not just a word on the wall, that it's actually impacting our entire building.